The Earth is over 4.5 billion years old, according to most experts. With that much history, archaeologists are bound to find many artifacts from civilizations that existed long ago. Most of these treasures that are found are very simple and basic, such as clay pots, wooden cups, and arrowheads. However, there are a handful of artifacts that have been found that suggest the presence of advanced technology in ancient civilizations. Join us as we look at 5 ancient artifacts that may prove that advanced technology existed in ancient times. For our first entry, the Oklo nuclear reactor. In 1972, a French factory imported uranium ore from Oklo, in Africa's Gabon Republic, and the uranium had already been extracted. They found the site of origin to have apparently functioned as a large-scale nuclear reactor that came into being 1.8 billion years ago, and was in operation for some 500,000 years. Though many claim that it's a natural reactor, many disagree. Dr. Glenn T. Seaborg, former head of the United States Atomic Energy Commission, explained why he believes it wasn't a natural phenomenon, and thus must be a man-made nuclear reactor. According to him, for uranium to burn in a reaction, very precise conditions are needed. For one, the water must be extremely pure, much purer than exists naturally. The material U-235 is necessary for nuclear fission to occur, as it is one of the isotopes found naturally in uranium. Several specialists in reactor engineering have said they believe the uranium in Oklo could not have been rich enough in U-235 for a reaction to take place naturally, thus leading them to believe that a nuclear reactor was indeed in operation over 1 billion years ago. Up next, Antikythera mechanism. The Antikythera mechanism was a machine that was designed to calculate astronomical positions. What makes this piece unique is the fact that it's 2,100 years old. It has been labeled the first mechanical computer, and was found in a shipwreck off the Greek island of Antikythera, buried under 45 meters of water. Consisting of a box with dials on the outside and a very complex assembly of gear wheels mounted within, this strange artifact has captivated the minds of millions of researchers. The level of sophistication utilized by the device has forced scientists to accept that their perceptions of ancient Greek engineering may be faulty, and given its complexity, many researchers agree that it is fair to assume that the Antikythera has other predecessors, maybe even more advanced versions, but none of them have been found. Nothing similar to this exists or is mentioned in any known writings from the period of its creation. Next up, Klarkstorp spheres. The Klarkstorp spheres were found inside pyrophyllite deposits mined in South Africa, and are said to be over 2 billion years old. They resemble cricket balls, but on a much smaller scale. They have seam-like lines around their middle, and are the subject of many conspiracy theories involving aliens and ancient, forgotten civilizations. In articles in the 1980s, they were speculated to be made by a higher, pre-flood civilization about which we know virtually nothing. It is also said that the spheres rotate on their own while locked in a vibration-free display case. The globes, which have a fibrous structure on the inside with a shell around it, are very hard and cannot be scratched, even by steel. While some scientists claim they are naturally formed over time, other scientists claim that the spheres could only be manufactured, despite being found in 3-billion-year-old rock, furthering their belief of an advanced civilization or ancient aliens. For our next mystifying artifact, the Dropa stones. The Dropa stones are a series of old granite discs that were discovered in 1938 in a string of caves in the Bayan Karaula, China, and are said to be dated back over 12,000 years. On the surface of these discs are what appear to be scratches, but after closer inspection, it was revealed that the scratches are actually tiny hieroglyphics. When studied and translated, it was revealed that the discs tell the amazing story of a spaceship that crashed into the mountains, piloted by people who called themselves the Dropa. The Dropa could not repair their craft, so they tried to adapt to the conditions on Earth. Meanwhile, the local Han tribesmen hunted down and killed most of the aliens. The stone discs were stored in various museums across China. However, none of these museums have any records or traces of the Dropa stones ever being there. For our final unexplained artifact. The Nazca drawings. Created by a people called the Nazca drawings were discovered in 1930, and they cover 174 square miles and some measure more than 650 feet in length. They depict lines, geometrical figures, animals, and figures that we have yet to identify. Whether made for the gods or for some other reason, it's obvious that they were meant to be seen from the sky. Scientists have had trouble trying to figure out how they could have been designed and created without somebody directing the work from above. We can only marvel at these amazing figures and continue to wonder how and why they were created. To make matters more interesting, we're still discovering new Nazca lines. In 2022, archaeologists found over 150 new Nazca lines, which led to even more speculation on how these lines were made, and why. So, what did you think of some of these artifacts? Do you believe ancient civilizations possessed technology that was more advanced than we learned? If so, where do you think they acquired it? Drop a comment and let me know. Thank you for watching.